Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Dave. I'm a licensed podiatrist. I would like to thank you for watching my video on my Frugal Foot YouTube channel. If you enjoy these videos, you may want to hit that subscribe button. Well, in this video, I'm going to discuss 5 things you should never do when cutting your own toenails. So let's get started. All right, I'm going to draw these out for you so you can see them, and I'll try to hold this real close to the camera so that you can see what I'm talking about. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a picture of a toe and a toenail. I am not an artist. The only experience I have is the experience of doing this in my office. So here's our toenail, there's our toe. The first thing you don't want to do, don't cut your toenails straight across, creating a rectangular edge like that. Okay, you do not want to do that. People oftentimes do this because they think they're going to avoid an ingrown toenail. You are not. In fact, you can create a worse problem because by creating these little wings over here, as I call them, they can actually catch on your socks or your shoes and rip the nail back or rip the nail right off, and then you've got an infection going there, bleeding, so you don't want to do that. How should you cut them? You should cut them like you do your thumbnail or your fingernails. You round the nail, okay? Round the nail, and if you're worried about cutting into the skin, then, okay, cut it straight across and use a file and actually file the corners down and round them out that way, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, it's another old wives' tale, just like that one was, and that is don't cut a V into your toenail. So again, there's the toe, there's the nail, and a V. Okay, so there's a V cut into the toenail. Why would somebody do this? Again, they're trying to avoid an ingrown toenail on the sides, and they believe that they're going to actually train the toenail to grow in that direction, towards the center line. Well, here's a news flash for you. The nail grows off of the nail root called the nail matrix, which is underneath the skin, right there, okay? And the nail matrix will permit the nail to grow in one direction only, out. It does not know that you've cut a V in your toenail. Okay, you're not going to train the toenail to grow towards the center line and fill that area rather than fill in this area. This nail is just going to continue to grow out, filling the V and still filling the corners. So this does not work. You should not cut your toenail that way. All right, number 3. In this, we're going to need a demo from my thumb. Here's our picture again. Here's our nail. Now, at the beginning of the nail, back here, you may see even on your fingernails, you may see this half moon or crescent shape thing. I have one on my thumbnail. I don't know if you can see that. It's called the lunula. L-U-N-U-L-A. L-U-N-U-L-A. There's the lunula. Okay? Now, sometimes covering the lunula will be this skin area right there. And this is called the cuticle. Now, the cuticle is the seal between the nail and the nail root. And oftentimes, you go to get a pedicure or a manicure, the technician may take an instrument and push the cuticle back. I don't know if they do this to make it easier to polish the toenail or the fingernail or just because it looks nicer. But the problem is when you do that, you risk getting an infection in the nail matrix. If you get an infection in the nail matrix, again, that's the nail root, then you're probably going to be on an antibiotic. You're probably going to have the toenail removed. You may have to have the nail matrix removed. And if you remove the nail matrix, you're never going to have a toenail again. So ideally, you really don't want to be pushing the cuticle back. I never do that on any of my fingernails. I don't do that on any of my toenails. I never do that to any of my patients. I always leave the cuticle intact. So that's number 3. Number 4, you do not want to cut your toenails so short that they are bleeding. I have patients that come in my office and they say, "Doc, cut my toenails as short as you can do it." I mean, really make them short. And I suppose that's because they don't want to come in so often. I get that. But the thing is, my instrument, my actual nail instrument, the way it's shaped, and if you use it correctly, it's actually quite difficult to cut somebody's skin when you're cutting the toenail. I made a video showing the instrument that I use. I'll leave a link below this video so you can see what I use. And I'm not actually suggesting that you need to go out and buy my instrument. You can actually buy toenail specific clippers that look very similar to the fingernail specific clippers. And if I can find one on Amazon, I'll leave a link below this video to that as well. But when you look at them, there's a little bevel to the blade and there's a curvature to the blade itself. So it's designed to round the nail. It's designed to stay away from the skin. And if you do it, carefully, you probably will do a good job. Now, on the other hand, there are certain people who have circulatory problems and nerve problems, like those with diabetes. If you need to go see a podiatrist to have this done. And you're not going to, for those of you that are younger, that are 20, 30, 40, unless you have a parent that goes to a podiatrist, or if you're cutting their toenails and you're wondering what you should be doing, you're not going to really appreciate this. But as you get older, it becomes more difficult to reach down to safely cut your toenails. Maybe your eyesight isn't that good. And so when you get to that point in your life, or if your parents are at that point in their life, it's time to get a consultation from a podiatrist, okay? But either way, you don't want to cut your toenails so short that they're bleeding. And number 5, and this is kind of like the opposite of that, and it kind of goes along with this topic, don't let your toenails grow so long and thick. I have patients that come in, they're embarrassed to come in. You do not have to be embarrassed to come in to have this done. Please, we're here to help you, okay? But they come in, they're embarrassed. Their toenails are like 2 or 3 inches long. They're half an inch or more thick. They haven't been cut in years. And of course, one wonders how they can even walk on their toenails. I've had patients come in literally where the nail is like a half inch thick, and it grows out about 2 or 3 inches and then grows maybe like 2 inches, then grows down. And then I had one patient, actually the nail was growing into the toe again and was starting to poke through the other side of the actual toe on the side of the bone. It was quite a sight to see. That was several years ago. But these are things that podiatrists can help you with. So call a local podiatrist and get that taken care of. Don't let your toenails get that thick. All right, well, that's it for this video. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I'm Dr. Dave, and I'll see you in the next video.